Sam Lehoko on Mix 93.8, 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays.
Tune into Coach's Corner Mondays at 9:30, empowering you with practical tools to thrive no matter what. With myself, Sam Lehoko, and Candace Bester from Grit Grow. Coach's Corner is brought to you by Feel Good Fourways, a Grit Grow Mix 93.8 and Blue Hearts Community Initiative.
So it is that time again for us to talk to Candace. Candace, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Wave once more.
Good morning, lovely Sam.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, tuning in from Beliso.
Yes, how's it going? How's the weather?
Not so great, but my kids swim in rain or shine, so it's all good.
Okay.
I'm at Laurie today.
Yes, all good, all good. So it's wonderful to have you on the show once again, and I believe that you wanted to do things a little bit differently today, right?
Correct.
So a couple of weeks ago, we had that wonderful workshop that you put together, Feel Good Fourways, all the way at DC Coffee Shop. And, you know, I ended up speaking for a little bit longer than what I was supposed to. But what I really wanted to sort of share with everybody is the importance of being present, the importance of getting to know yourself and kind of unearthing who you really are, correct?
Correct, Sam. What you shared was so inspirational, and I wanted to share it with more people than just those people that were lucky enough to be there on the day. And I think the whole reason for today is that you recently celebrated 2 years of sobriety. And I think that a big reason for that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because of the journey of you getting to truly know yourself.
Absolutely.
So today we're going to shake things up a bit, and I'm going to ask you a few questions, but it's because you really are the one who knows the very, very best.
Okay, let's go for it. Question number one.
Yes. So why do you think it is so important to get to know who we really are?
Yeah. I think, you know, for me, and Audie, you can also jump in here, you know, because you might have something else to say as well. Look, I think for me, the most important reason why I'm so curious to get to know myself a lot more is because it helps when I need to navigate through relationships, you know. It helps me engage with people. It helps me understand what my triggers are, why I respond to things the way that I do. And what I often talk about, you know, to a lot of people is that we should see ourselves as onions, you know, peeling away at all these various layers, you know, and the more you uncover and discover more about yourself, you're also able to discard some of the unwanted things in your life, like those character defects, you know, those nasty character traits that you might have, whether it's impatience or intolerance.
Yes, absolutely. And as you are peeling off those layers, you are feeling, for me personally, it's stronger with every single layer as you get. For me, it was a backbone, and it was so there's certain things that now I will tolerate, and there's certain things I categorically won't. And I think that comes with getting to know yourself.
100%.
So how did you get to know yourself? What was that journey for you, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to really talk about the entire journey, we'd be here for about 3 hours, right?
Yes, I hear you.
But the catalyst to really making those much needed changes was the loss of my dad. You know, when my father passed away, I realized that I wasn't grieving, you know, I wasn't going through the mourning process, I wasn't able to feel. I think if anything, I was just numbing everything for about 11 months. And at some point I couldn't do it anymore, you know. What we turn to is, you know, either self-harm or, you know, substances and alcohol and that sort of thing. And that was my journey for a long time. That was the choice that I made. And for me, the process has not been about the alcohol and everything else. It's more been about the behavior and the thinking, right? How do I respond to particular emotions? Because at some point, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whether I'm angry or aggressive and frustrated, my go-to is obviously, let's go out and have a good time, right?
Yeah.
And it's that misery that I was perpetuating for such a long time. So it's for me to understand, okay, what are my character defects? And you know what the great thing is, and what helped me the most, is that I needed to learn to see myself through the eyes of others. So I actually went and did some research. I asked a couple of people, you know, what do you think about me? Give me some blocks and assets. And many of them said, you're short-tempered, you're obnoxious, you're entitled, this, that, and the other. So it was for me to really do some deep diving and look into those various character defects. And what I say is that it's as simple as just making a choice and doing the opposite of those things.
Wow. And for me, what stands out there was just a willingness from your part, a willingness, because going in like that is really, really scary. But and getting that feedback, especially when you know that you're asking for the negatives, you're not asking for the positives. So
absolutely,
that willingness. But I think you, just like me, got to the stage of, you know, there really is no option, because my life right now is not working and I will literally do whatever it takes.
100%. It's that desire to stop using or stop behaving badly. It's that gift of desperation that I received at some point, right?
Absolutely. So, what would you like the listeners to know for themselves? Because we're going to be telling them about a journey that we want them to hop onto in a minute. But what are some of the things that you'd like them to know for themselves going into this?
Oh my goodness. It's probably things that I'm still struggling with, you know. I mean, if you had to ask yourself, who are you, would you be able to say, you know, I'm lovable, I'm kind, I'm compassionate, I'm short-tempered, you know, are those questions that you're able to answer for yourself? I think the biggest thing, you know, particularly in this December period is how are my boundaries? You know, how are my boundaries with friends and family, even my work colleagues? If somebody's going to ask me to do work on the last minute, how are my boundaries? And I think it's important to remember that boundaries can be broken up into various categories. You've got time boundaries, you've got physical boundaries, you've got emotional boundaries. There are a number of boundaries that we should probably look at. I mean, that's one of them. There's probably about 10 others, I suppose, I could share. Audie, do you want to come in and you know, give a bit of your 2 cents?
Yes, absolutely.
When it comes to
it's a lot of
Candace?
people think it's a lot scarier than what it is. But as you start to answer the questions and as you start to really look in, I find those aha moments are what really keep me going. Where I go, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. That's why I react like that. It's because of something that's really dear to me and really important to me. And before I was kind of embarrassed about it, and now I'm going to go, no, actually it's a part of who I am. So it is a little bit scary to look in, but more than anything, again, the positives and how you feel as you go along. And I'd like to then just delve right into this challenge that we're going to be putting forward. Or I'd like to call it a journey, because people don't necessarily always like a challenge, especially when it's in December.
Candace, before you get into it, I want to come to Audie there. Do you want to say anything?
So I was saying that you actually hit the nail on the spot when you spoke about, you know, mastering oneself.
Yes.
You know, knowing how to respond to some situations is actually very important. And it works in every aspect of life, whether it's your career, whether it's your home life, whether it's your relationship with other people. Knowing how to master yourself emotionally, psychologically, physically, and in any other way would really help. So people need to know how to do that. I think it's very important.
And what I often say is, you know, these principles and values that you have, remember our morals could be different to other people's, right?
Yes.
But whatever those principles and values are, let's be able to practice them in all of our affairs, right? So if I'm going to be an honest person at home, I should probably do that at work as well.
Definitely.
I should probably do that with my friends.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the same goes for my patience and my tolerance, my love and my compassion. Let's practice them in all of our affairs, right? Candace, let's get into this journey that you'd like us to take on.
I love that. How often we do behave differently at work. Hey, we put on all our best. We put our best foot forward, and then we come home, and then we kind of relax and we don't show those qualities anymore. I love that, Sam.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So it's 20 days of one activity a day of getting to know yourself, and the real intention for this, for me, is how often we numb ourselves over December. Which is quite nice to cut off, but then we forget about reality, and then come January, we start the year feeling low, overweight, despondent, and really like a little bit looking back with a little bit of regret. I wish I hadn't indulged as much as what I did. So my intention for setting this is we've got more time now, a lot of us do, as we take leave, and for them to just complete the one activity a day. We've changed the look and feel of everything. It's got a bit of a Christmas theme going, and every day it's a lot of journaling prompts. So, for example, one of the questions is, what matters most to me and why?
Okay.
And when you really start to unpack that, that's going to become their set of core values, which they're not going to budge on, which really feels like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. It's the things that matter the most to you, and when it doesn't matter to somebody else, it's okay.
It's okay.
You still stand firm in what you believe in.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
And then every day I'm also going to be putting a link to a meditation that they can complete, which is going to build their self-esteem and build their self-love. So, for example, today's quote is, becoming the best version of yourself starts with making sure that you are emotionally strong. Becoming emotionally strong starts with choosing to put yourself first. And until you decide to do this, no lasting change is possible.
Beautiful. I love that. And if anybody wants to head on over to the social media pages, what are they?
Yes, so on Instagram, it's Growing Resilience Within, and then they can get onto our Grit Grow Facebook page through the website www.grit-grow.co.za.
Beautiful. Looking forward to starting this journey with you, Candace, for the December period. And enjoy your holiday in Belito, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and thank you, ladies.
Chat to you soon. Bye. I love that. You know what I would like to share with everybody, Ori, is that we need to stick with the winners.
Yes,
you know, and
definitely.
I think it's important to also decide who the winners are. You know, for me, winners are people who are able to laugh at themselves. Winners are able to, you know, enjoy life in recovery, if that's the type of circle that I have. You know, winners are able to also be honest about what they're going through and get vulnerable and, you know, really just be themselves, I suppose.
Yeah. Another important thing that I actually learned from you, Sam, from one of your interviews is, you know, having serenity, having peace and tranquility, even though there's chaos happening around you.
Beautiful.
That's absolutely something that we need to master as people.
I don't even remember where I heard that from, but
I'll tell you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you.
So yeah, let us know, you know, how you found that conversation as well. What are you doing this festive season? Of course, we're also still talking about this year-end functions, and quite a number of funny stories came through, so we'll share that afterwards. Very, very nice message from Laurie Leah Mumberg, who says, hello, beautiful Sam, and hello, Ori. Currently on the way to the airport, listening to my faves. I hope you ladies have an awesome, awesome time and a stunning kick-ass week. Well, to you, Laurie, sending you lots of love, and enjoy your trip to Mauritius.
Coach's Corner was brought to you by Feel Good 4Ways, a Grit Grow Mix 93.8 and Blue Hearts Community Initiative.